Okay, so let me turn this camera around. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to have to start off with the same rigmarole. If you're new to the channel, what do? I study the ABC 1, 2, 3. And then I got a hold of one of these while I was playing with one of these. And I also got a hold of the understanding of numbers. If you're counting numbers, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got a 5 cent. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, and I got a 10 cent. But then that doesn't happen again till 25 cents. Now they did this, right, for 500 million people. Whoever went into the U.S. or spent U.S. money or Canadian money for the last 40 or 50 or 60 years, the last couple of generations, there has not been a 2-cent chip. It's been a 1 cent chip and a 5 cents and a 10 cents. And the 1 cent came with a leaf, and the 5 cents came with a beaver, and the 10 cents came with a sailboat, and the 25 cents came as a deer, could have been a reindeer. Orignal, Santa Claus. 2 and 5 makes a quarter, 1 and 0 makes a dime. The V for victory that was once presented on the nickel also represents the Roman numeral 5. 22nd letter and the 5th letter into the E world, the replica. And coming in here, we get a heart. Our numbers change. You came together from the egg and the sperm. You came together from 11, 11, 11, 7 come 11. The male pen is and the female vaginas is 54 and 63. 117, 7 come 11 times 3. 117 times 3 equals to 351. When you add 1 over to 26, it equals to 351, and it says C-E-A-C-E, ace. So anything associated with A and J or S, to anything associated with N, E, and W, to anything associated with C, L, and U, is going to connect to some sort of sun gate. The word sun, S-U-N, the word sun, S-U-N, the word ace, A-E-C. What's left over? Perhaps the jewel, J-W-L, J-L. So this is an ace, sun. This says new clue. Now if you want to go to the reverse of this, it's F-O-X. To reverse of this, it's D-M-V. And to reverse of this over here is H-Q-Z. Sorry, that's not what I meant, the reverse. What I meant in the 9th house. The dot and the void combination when it comes to numbers. Now we're going to say, well, where's I and R? I and R. Where's I and R? Why doesn't I and R come in? Well, this is the way it's going to happen. This is 4 and 5 coming together, right? This is 8 and 1 coming together. And this is where 6 and 3 come together. You have to note that the 8 and the 6 has a gateway. The 8 and the 6 is the house planet. The host, maybe. The house, how about the host? 39, 49, 59, 62, also the queen. 62 and 26 equals to 88, so your host is at the gate dividing the house to 6 and 8. Put another brick on the wall, the 9 lives, the K9, 911, house of bait. We are the host in the house of bait. Host plus who we are, 6, or host 62 by 3 equals 180, 186. 26 by 3 equals to 78, 108. We have to balance everything, right? Everything is off at 3 and 4. Don't tell me otherwise. I got a cube. I got a cube, right? I got a cube, right? You see that? But when you look at this, what do you see here? What do you see? That's right. That's right. Every single one of these cubes has 6 walls. 6 walls per cube. We have 26 cubes here at 6 walls. There are 156 walls, and every wall has a 9 on it. Every wall has a 9 as well. We'll have 156 walls, and it's going to have a 45 per wall. So when I say 156 walls, and every wall has a 9 area, there will be a total of 900, 450, and 540, equaling to 0, 9, 9, and 9, 1890. When you have 45 by 156, you have 4,500. 45 times 50 equals 2250. Wait. 45 times 6 equals 90. So let me do this. 156 times 45. 45 times 100. 45 times 50. 45 times 6. Oh, it's 270. So it comes out to 7,020. This is your house of bait. This one over here. This is 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 7 is 28. This is 8 and 28. The cycle of the moon in the heavens. Right over there. 2 and 7. 2 areas. Let's say the 1 and the 9. That's what this cube is showing me. And I didn't make up that cube, right? Although it's a little scary right now that there's the 2 over here. There's the 2, the 1, the 5, the 3. The only one you're missing is the 4. So this one over here, right? This is valued at 15, or let's say I put it this way, okay? 1, 2, and 4, 7. 1, 2, and 4 is 7. Over here, it's 6 and 8 and 9. 6 and 8 is 14, 23. 23 and 7 is 30. 3, 5, and 7 is 15, total of 45. When you add up 1 through 9, it equals to 45. Are you following with that calculation right now? Do you understand what I did? I did this. I took the 8, 9, and 6, and it totals 23. I took the 2, 1, and 4, it totals 7. I'm taking this wing and running my way this way. you can take the 478 wing with the 632 wing, which makes me 11 and makes over here 19. And then this would be the 202 world to the 404 way. Why? I don't know yet. Maybe it's angled on one side. Maybe it's because the angle went out this way. Maybe because you're going around the 5. I don't know. It's to be discussed. Right? I'm going to get a glass of water in the kitchen. Just give me a minute. Well, I don't know. I have a brand new calculator. It's not brand new. But I got a calculator in my hand. Okay, yeah, I just got a calculator here. Oh, and the calculator here. So I got both my, and a calculator here. I'm wondering if I have only my calculators. I got 3 calculators. Okay, so the house of bait. I call it the house of bait. Why? They call Aleph bait. Their Greek says, let me see what they say. Let me see. Or let me look here. I have to have something on it from years ago. Let me see. Computer is extremely slow. I'm looking for letters. Okay, I don't have it here, so I need to do it a little bit quicker. I'm going to go over here. Greek letters. Okay, there we go. They got alpha. Okay, and I was saying aleph, right? It's alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So you have A for A, B for B, but G, right, where C is a G. So 3 and 7 invert. Delta angles, delta angle. I mean, it's telling you about the mirror. E comes into the E world, right? A, B, C, D, E is epsilon, so it stays in its own. And then zeta tells me about 8. Well, of course, because we came into that heaven, we don't need the G. We don't need, it counts. If you look at the queen, has all her 8 eyes. If you look at the 8, it supports the 2 center areas in which 1 is in the 7 and none are in the 6, which compromises telling that it's the 6 that is living amongst the 7th gate of the 8th heaven of the queen, caught at the gateway. And then O is with iota and theta, and that one would be the 7th one. So you can see at the 7th gate, living the circumference in theta, right, which is the 4 worlds. Theta equals to 20, and it's 4 20s that make it into the birth, which is iota. So if you take a look at the, and then when you get to sigma, now that always was like very surprising, because right in sigma, it starts with 51 Mars, right? And it says it's a gateway to the soul. When you get the letter AM coming together, 91, or the 91st day of the year is April 1st, which is the 4th month of the first day. Also could be noted as the mirror in the beginning of your communication, where the rabbit came into the zodiac sign, where we have 2 antennas, right, to connect to 1 antenna. The ham radio, where the pig comes in, is the 12th zodiac sign. So you follow your rotation of 4, 8, 12 for the pig, right? And then you go to 16, and then 20, 24, 28. So you're running into the 24-hour days of the 28 cycle moon. So we're going to get back to this piece over here that we were working on, where we have the AJS1. AJS1. We have the E-N-E-W, 5. And we have the CLU, 3. A-C-E, one of each. S-U-N, one of each. Then you're left with J-W-L, 10, 33, 45. So it becomes Fox 45, right? In Fox 45, it's 6, 15, and 24. Now, what happens with Fox? Well, it's going to make an 8, right? Inside of this, if this is 1 and this is 5, we're going to create a 6 over here. If this is in 1 second, do we have the 2 inside of this house? See, we don't have the 2 or the 7 inside of this house, right? We have the invert here, here, and here is to note for this reality. Do you see this over here, these 9 numbers? Right. Now, if I have one number, I'm going to have 8 left over. H, the 8. If I have 3 numbers, these 3, I'll have 6 left over. F, the 6th letter. If I use 5 numbers, I'm going to have 4 numbers left over. D4. Each one of these resides in their house. To a single digit, the X is the 24th letter. 2 and 4 is 6. The O is the 15th letter, 6. Now what happens is, in order to create this realm inside of this house, the 6 is going to connect, right, with the 8. The 6 is going to connect with the 8. So how are we going to create 6 with 8? So we're going to go 6 and 2 equals to 8. Then what we're going to do is 5 and 3 equals to 8. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go 4 and 4 equals to 8. Because I want to reunite these houses. I want to unite these houses. So now what I have to do is, if I have 6 and 2, what am I supposed to have with that to unite the house? Well, what about 5 and 1? So I'll have 5 and 1 equals to 6. Now, how do I know that's the truth? You see, I only want to work with the truth, and the truth comes out right here. My 6 and 2, my 5 and 1. Well, what about the other numbers? Can it happen anywhere else? I don't know. There's the 5 and 3. Is it possible that 2 and 4 can equal to 6? And never mind, when you get that, you get the 15th letter here in OX, and the 24th letter is the X of your 6 for your Fox. So we need 42, and Bob Barker says 42. Oh, can you get the 3rd prize? Can you get the 3rd prize, right? A rotation in the opening of the eye in the E world, the opening of the eye, where you get the spin of the E, but you're opening up the eye into the E world. And then you take a look at the dice, right? You take a look at the dice, and you look at this, and you see 33, and you want to see if Bob Barker can come up with another one, and slowly the dice are turned over, and there's 44. Is there any hand trickery here? And lo and behold, you have the truth, the transparency of the Lord of creation, explaining to you how these numbers work, showing you that the gateway is between these 2 numbers, that the only number left over is Eve within 7, or Eve within 11, or in the Eve 9, understanding the difference between the night and the day. Understanding where else can I find these numbers? Can I reduce these numbers? Well, this one over here, right, if I reduce it, it'll be 3 by 20 plus 2 equals to 62. So I now know there's an association into the day. Because the night and the day. So if I show a number 2, I'm going to show about the day. If I show a number 4, I'm working in quarters. If I show a number 1, I could be working with thirds. I need to be able to get to that number. So 4 times, understanding here's the base creation. The 4 times creates the mirror. This is 4 times 15, right? Plus 2. I can't get there any other way. Sometimes you can get there if it was 61, this would be +1, this would be +1. So they're running the same configuration. So we were talking before about this cube here, right? I was talking about how many faces. There's 156 faces in one of these. If you would open this up to a giant scale, you would see this. Now that's only a singular dot space, so that's not the final amount of space. Now what this 45 means is I added up all these numbers and it equaled to 45. Since there's 156 faces in here, times 45 equals 70 and 20. For that reason. So now that we come over here and we establish our 6 and our 8, what we did over here, where's my 9? Well, we didn't finish with, did we finish with the 9? Well, 6 and 3 equals to 9, and I guess 1 and 4 equals to 5, to where 5 and 4 equals to 9, to where I'm assuming 2 and 3 equals to 5. Now, only in a perfect world were you able to get the results, the truth, right? So we take a 6 and a 3, and we need to find where this number is located. So I take it, and we're going to search. Wow, right underneath, eh? 5 and 4. We need to find a 3 and 2. 3 and 2. Absolutely perfect. So when you move into through the moon, through the gateways of the moon, which we have to look at now. I need to see the zodiac sign, how they move throughout the day. There was something I saw. Oh, it's right over here. Okay, do you see this here? It always stays around the core, but yet it's always moving into a new zone. There are 8 zones. Okay, I don't know what's here, or maybe there's 12 zones. Right? The zodiac shows 12 zones. You might say 13 zones, but don't forget, you're going past this area over here. Let me see if I can get this out to show you. Right? Can you see into the clock here? See the angle? Right? It doesn't look like an angle to you, but that's an angle. When they place these items in their position, right? They're showing the angle. You see they have the one thing that's curving on the outside, could be the moon, I don't know. I know it's just color in the background, right? But everything is curved. Everything is curved. So here's your stem on one side. So you're not only working the day, but you're working from the other world, from the other side. See the other side of the crank, right? And then you'd have this piece over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inside of this. So there's something going on. Is this the ace letter? See the way the ace broke up into the alpha omega? There's also the slight angle of understanding, both the N and the Z. Not only that, you can see that when you split the I to the bottom of the clock and the top of the clock, you're going from the top to the bottom. So I is all the way down to the bottom. And then H is to each side. So look at how long the I became. Being awake is twice as long as being asleep. And then you have that silver moon and sun. See the way they're all moving off the center? And you notice the way there's a tail, right? There's a tail over here, a small tail. Over here seems like there's a bigger tail. And then you have the underworld. You see this one over here? There's also lines and movements down here while it's moving up here. I don't know what's going on. Another story to be told. Now, that was extremely weird. That was extremely weird. That was very weird. Wow. That was very weird. I have another channel open with me on it, and it seemed like the clock was still going, and I'm seeing myself move on the camera right now on this closed page, and I'm going to show it to you. Like, look. So here's the closed page. Right? Look at all the corners we got. Look at all those. Look at all those corners. How much more of the screen can we see? Anyways, okay, that was just really weird. So let me get to the real page of where I am. Okay. You want to hear something funny? There was an announcement on here that there was, just listen to this, okay? Now listen to this. There was, let me just use, yes. Okay. In the Bay something mall in Florida, Bayside, Miami, Bayside, okay, they saw something. So because somebody saw something, they want to keep it a secret. But then keep it a secret. Well, who should we take? Whose words should we listen to? Somebody's hiding something, and everybody should know. The whole world should know. Why? Because the majority sometimes wins. I bet you 99% of the people in the world want to know. Even, okay, forget about, now sometimes they talk about the security and the risk, right? If you take a look around you, I don't know about you, okay, but if I was creating a game and I needed this game to be a perfect game, right? I would include in the game, and let's say, we'll call the game an attitude of life. And inside it, I'm going to make it communism, socialism, liberalism. I'm going to put everything into it. And you know what I'm going to call it instead? I'm going to call it the Zodiac. There's a little bit of everything needed in order for everything to exist. Some things work with some things and other things don't. That's why this is here and that's there. We know we have to bring ourselves together. And I believe these numbers that I am doing, okay, to show you that you, oh my God, you have to choose. How do we do it? How have we been cornered like this? We need to eat. Do we have to go to work, or do we risk losing our jobs? How do we come together? How is this going to happen? To understand that correction, okay, correction can come together in less than 60 days. Yes, in less than 60 days, you correct a lot of things. Now, the thing is, if somebody knocks on your door and doesn't like that you're sitting at home doing nothing, you know, okay, that they don't want any good for you. Who out of the 96% or 5% of the world, okay, who's going, now I don't want to get into that because you just know it. You should just have to know it. I don't have to explain anything. Nothing. You know. Either you know or you don't know. Either you know that if you sit home for the next 60 days and make sure you have something to eat, or you know all the neighbors who are in the program. In this game that I'm creating, I'm talking about the game. In the game I'm creating, there's 60 days. And it's 60 days to stop, in Monopoly, 60 days to stop collecting taxes. Stop charging the homeowners, find out who the owners who haven't scapegoated and took all the, jacked the rents up. Find out who these people are. By not being the collectors and not having anybody to pay and not having anybody to collect and nobody to police the evils that have been out there, within 60 days, this is all created and corrected. Because who's pushing the buttons behind the bank in the game? I operate the bank in the game. And I only have one rule in the game with the bank, that it's all fair. To understand how to live amongst each other in the world of fairness, where someone is not as quick as the other, where somebody chooses and should not choose to take the wrong road. At least the wrong road is not your, what I call the T system, the X system, the T and X system, the TAX system, because it's complete, not the way of this game. This game tax is for that each sector in the game, and I should go back and show you that game of Monopoly, that each sector in the game, right? Each sector in the game, $1,500 should get you through the game, right? What happened in the game Monopoly? 1,500 brought you into the game, yet you couldn't last the whole game. Bird equals to 33. Fish equals to 24. Bird is in the air. What is in the air? The bird flies amongst the spirit. What is in the ocean? What is in the water? What are the gills used for? Is it to break apart for the particles of air that is delivered by the cat spirit through the air bubbles? What is known to be what? What is of the mist? What is the difference? One is coming with the 3369. The other is coming into the 68. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Knowing that 9 and 6 is 15 is 6. Knowing that 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6, 14 is 5. 5 and 6, 11 come together between the fish and the bird. And then what's on the land? Should we put something? I mean, we have bird, we have fish. What do we call the land animal? What do we call the land animal? I don't even want to get there right now. I just like to use these two. They also said, man, the number of man born on the 6th day, right? Or brought here on the 6th day. Number of man, 6, 6, and 6. 6 to this side, 6 to this side. I am at both. I am 3 and I am 3 and I am 1. I am 3 and I am 3 and I am 1. Since 6 is not made up of what 1 and 2 is, we take away 1 and 2 and we go for 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 12, 12, 24, plus the 3 of who I am, plus the 3 of who I am, plus the 3 of who I am. Did you follow? I'm gonna write it down and show you. I don't make it up. So it goes like this. And I'm going to get back to show you this, more of this, why we don't even have to pass. You see the way I got the 9, you see the way I got the 8. We understand how we got the 7. The 7, right? The 7 is in-house. The 7 is in-house, right? The 7 right? That's in-house. In-house. 437167, right? And then what we do is we in-house this. Venus. Venus. We must double these two up. Why do we double these two up? Because 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. If we're going to divide the gate, this is what we have to use, and that's Earth and Mars. 3 and 4 is 7, DMV. We connect it to the E world over here, and this one connects to the Fox. The Fox, okay, connects together with Alpha Spirit, which is surrounded by the heavens, but those heavens are the heavens of bait, right? And we don't see the 2 inside of this. There is no number 2. But the number 2 comes out only, right, when you announce the 7. The 2 comes out when you announce the 7. You encompass this area, these 4 here and these 4 here. like this. The 2 comes out when you announce the 7, right? You have the 1 here and the 1 here and the 7 in between. So when you connect your 10s, is it your 10s? Let me see, did we do the 10s yet? We didn't do the 10s, right? So these 2 come together to create the 10s, right? This one over here will create the 10, and this one over here will create the 10. So you can see that connected to the 5th house, making it with the 6th house connecting to 10, the 5th house alone, 5 and 5 equals to 10, is going to connect what is the 4 and 4 equals to 8. And it's funny that October is the octagon in the 10th month. Is anybody understanding what I'm speaking about here? Would you like me to go over and explain it again, what's going on? I'm going to the kitchen to just get a cup of hot water. And just let me check what's going on over here. Computer banks. Computer bank. Memory. 512, 125, in the 5th house, in the 5th house, it's 625 and it's 125, and it's 625 and it's 125. 1, 2, and 5 equals to 8. 6, 2, and 5. It hasn't begun yet. It only begins here. Do you see what's happening? When I multiply this, I end up with this. When I multiply this by 5, I end up with this. When I multiply this by 5, I end up with that. All it keeps doing is I raise 625, and this becomes 3,125. And I multiply this, I get 625, and I'm always with 625. The Mayan short count is 25, 625, Earth, Earth, 767. I can do that twice, or I can do 766 and do it this way, end up with 4, 4, 4. 13, 13, 13. 13, 13, 13, all the ways of 13, where you bring the 2 dotted areas together because you didn't use them, or the 3 dotted areas. Do you understand what's going on here? So do you understand what also happens in the 5th house? Until you get to 95, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. You can do 19 5s to get over here. Each house will give you a different denomination of how many you get before you start over again. And note that when you start over, 14, 8, 1 and 4, right? You see over here, 75, 80. This is an 8. 6 and 5, 11, it's a 2. And it's a 5, and it's an 8. So on your climb to the top, you're going to have 5, 2, 8, 5, 2, 8, 5, 2, 8. And if you see what the number 5 does, it just keeps climbing up. That's the 5th house. Now, if you bring the 5th house into the power, it's going to tell a different story. But when you're using your base of creation, I only use the first 4 parts up to here. And that'll be 35, 35, 35. 3.5 is the heart of the cube. So you can already see it's the heart of the cube. The other part about this is I just want to pick out right where the 5 pops out. The 5 pops out here, and then the 5 pops out over here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the 10th one. And then the 5 doesn't pop out till over here. On the 10th one and on the 20th one. That's where the 5 pops out. But if we want to see the secondary level way of getting to the same number, it's 5, 14, 23, 32, 41, 50. So we can see that by the time we reach the 50, counting by fives, when we counted by nines, we reached the 50 over here. We catch it in the 6 spot instead of in the 10 spot. When you add up your base, this base over here, right? This area here, it'll equal to 74, right? That is your average, that is your basis. Everything stems out of the 5, right? Everything stems out of that 5 area. 74, 70, 78, 66, 62, 66, 58, 86, 90, and 82. All this is 222. 666, 888 when added up. This is your base. 74 is for energy. This number 6 stays in the 6th position. This number 6 over here, look the way everything turned around in numbers. One, two, three. Look where number 5 is. Look what happened over here. This is no longer the same. I don't have the same structure in this. My 15 is equal to 15, is equal to 15, is equal to 15, is equal to 15. This 12 and 18 is the same. But this is not the same. This becomes 6, and this becomes 15 in this corner over here. So I switched this whole thing around. And I did that by adding up the first houses. I added that up by adding up the first houses, by understand how the 5 works, and then how the 5 works on every one of its levels, as 5, 14 is 5, is 2 and 3. So we can see all of this, right? 14, 37, 47, 57, 67, 68, 69, 70, 110 fit in between of this. The towers went down in between 5 and 50. And it got replaced. Tower 47 was the 7th gate connection. Building 7 had 43 floors. Did you understand that? Did you understand what the power of what 5 does? 5 recreates all the numbers, right? Did we get that right? Did we see that, right? Because it's 5 and then it's 1, right? It's 5 and then it's 1, and then it's 6 and then it's 2, and then it's 7, then it's 3, and then it's 8, then it's 4, and then it's 9. And now what you have is you have 12, you have 15, you have 21, you have 21, you have 18, you have 12, you have 15, and you have 21. And if you take a look right inside of this, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 in your creation in the diamond position. So your odd numbers, right, now add up to 10 odd. And your even, 10, did I get that right? Your odd area is going to be 10, right? The odd area, no, this is the even area. Wow, this is, so this is the even area where 2, 4, 6, 8 is, right? Is going to be 10. And then your other area, right, 21 and 14 is going to be 35. So you've now put your odd area at 35 in making this exchange in the 5th house. And if you're playing Sudoku way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we look how this goes, right? We created this right over here. And then we created this with inside of it. So we can do that for other numbers as well. Right? We can do that for other numbers as well. Hope you understood this part over here. I'm going to get into this in a minute. But I just want to show you that same thing with numbers. I hope I don't lose this page. Right? See, we can do the same thing. It's a little bit different. We're going to do it with 4. So if we went 4, and then we went 8, and then we went 12 and 16 and 20 and 24 and 28 and 32 and 36. I'm going to keep going, right? 36, 40, 44, 48, and then you have 56, 60, and you have 64, 68, 72, whoop, 76, 80, 84, 88, 92, 96. So we can see 4 ends right over here. It ends on the 24th area. Just to note, you know where the 24th area is, right? It's X and C, our base creation. Our creation exists in between D all the way to W. So if I was adding up A, B, C equals to 6, and then X, Y, Z, okay, equals to 51, 61, equals to 75, I remove 81. Actually, X, Y, Z should be 75, right? Right. Okay, so I remove 81. So 81 from a total of 351, it's going to give me a total of 270 left over. Again, the house of bait, 270, number 27. We live in the basis of a 36 count, the yardstick, 3 12s. This will create 18 and 9, equaling to what is 27. 3 times 90 degrees in that birth, okay, equals to 270, or 270 of 360 degrees, which is what? Is it 75%? Which is noted to be 3/4. This will be electric moon. So when you come to this in the 4, the other way to do the 4th house, right, is to bring up the 4, the 13, the 22, the 31, the 40, 49, 58, 67, 76, 85, 94. And then when you do it this way, you've only went up 11. And over here you went up 24. And when you do this over here, and if you do notice, right, 28, 28, 28, running the cycle of the moon. When you run that cycle of the moon in that fashion, right, you end up with 52, 52, 28, and 52. What's missing is 24, the rabbit. Earth, heart, and the cycle of man. We also have the word air inside of it. 18 and 9 is 27, and 1 is 28. At the same time, this will be 4 and 6 coming together. This will be 7 and 3 coming together. I'm going to note it this way. Also to note that when you get this, when you add up these numbers over here, right, these numbers over here, that's going to equal to a total of 70. When we added up the 5 position, the 5 position was 74, right? We saw this before. And the 6th position is 78. There's always a separation of 4. So it seems like you're counting out of the 4th house, right? So what we're going to do over here, it's 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. So what happened over here is 7 and 3 and 4 and 6 and 2 and 8 are all 10s. 1 and 6, 7 and 9, 2 and 5 are all 7s. 1 and 9 is 10. 4 and 6 is 10. But now we positioned it to the position of the 7th gate. Why? Because here's the backbone. Here's what we see. What's actually going on, right, is we're creating a 10 by switching the numbers in the background. The 2 over, 1 down is the rook. This is the movement of the rook. When we go around, we go from 5, 1 over, 2 up is 8. So we get 5 and 3 will equal to 8. I'm going to show you the rotation of the rook inside the 4th house. Right? So we're going to go 5, go up, get 3. Then we're going to go 9, go up, get 8. Then we're going to go 6 up, 1 and over. We're going to get 6 and 4 equals to 10. Then 3 goes 2 over and 1 down. We get 7 and 3 equals to 10. We go from the 8, we go 1 over, 2 down, 8 and 1 equals to 9. And we go to the 4th one over here, 2 down, 1 over, 4 and 5 equals to 9. Then we take the 7, go down, 1 down, 2 and 2 over, 7 and 9 equals to 16. Now we go 2 over and 1 up, 1 and 6 equals to 7. Now this is what we got, 8, 8, 1, 1, 9, 9, 7, 7. That's what happens. In the normal calculator, right, you get 7, 9, 11, 13, or note 7, 9, 2, 4. And in this one, we're getting basically 7, 9, 1, 8 in this one. So this is what happens in the 4th house. This is what happens with your number 4 when it goes into rotation. If you want to know about number 7, we can do number 7, right? The first 4 numbers in 7 will equal to 80, 2, 7, 16, 7, 17, wow, 7, 16, 25, 34, 34, 59, 69, 79, 80. Did I say that? 7, 16, 25, 34. Did I say 80? No, that can't be right. It's got to be 82. 9 and 6 is 15 and 7, 22, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, 82. And then you get 43, 52, 61, 70, 79, 88, and 97. So you can see that there's only 11 in this formation here, and only 11 in this formation over here. The beast and Jesus come together with these 2 numbers. They're going to represent Earth, Earth's heart. Number 27, at the 7th gate of Venus, in the mirror world. Where do I get this from? Right over here. The 2 voids 7. The reverse of the 2 is the 5. 5 voids 4. This 7 and 4, 11 come together to create that jointure in the void, right? And remember, these are singularity. When I start connecting them together, right, they start to create different designs inside. So now what happens with this, we also have to know is that when we connect this, that all becomes 59 or 14 or 5 when you connect your numbers. We always have to connect with how we were taught, and I was taught to connect my 7s. So ever since I was taught to connect my 7s, I know I move like the rook. 2 over, 1 down, 2 over. Same thing in this number over here. So in this organization over here, right, we're going to get, well, these are all going to be 7s. So forget about this one. This one is all 7s, you know, so forget about this one. I need to do these 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 77, 84, 91, 98, right? So this one will all say 49 in it now, and we're going to get together and like this will be 7 and 6, right? When I connect this will be 7 and 6, and this will be 1 and 3. This will be 4 and this will be 4 when I connect these together. When I connect these together, it's 91. This one's going to represent my spirit. It's going to bring 2 worlds together. 91, 91, and 49. Mars into your birth. 13 connected through the moon, the 313 cycle. in that realm of the 7. Then we change it and we reduce it. What happens with the 7? Don't forget there's 2 reductions that can be done. One of the reductions is where I go 5 and 6, right, and put an 11 in that spot. Or I'm just going to do a full reduction because there's 2 reductions. First I'm going to do the full reduction. No, I'm going to do both at the same time. Okay, so this will be a 7, 5, 3, 10, 8, 6, 13, 11, 9, right? And I'm stopping over here. Okay, not doing any shifting. When I bring these together, those are 13. I bring down here, I have 13. When I'm doing that, I have all 19s. I'm bringing 2 worlds together, and here I'm also joining some worlds. 13 and 19. This is on the other side. If I was working with 360 degrees, this would be on the other side. This is the S letter, brings AI together. Also the J letter comes together. It's the only one in the alphabet that will reduce twice. Reducing twice meaning 1 plus 9 is 10. Every other number in the alphabet, right, reduces right away to a single digit. So we have all 19s equaling to 57, the moon, and then 39, moon angel, right over here. 3 and 3, look at that, moon angel. 12, 12, 3 and 3 comes together. In this one over here, it's 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, 2, 9. Here we have 4 and 4 coming together. Here we have 1 and 1 coming together. Or 10, 10. It's the base of communication. It's a teen king. It's a creation, right? It's a creation on ice. I bring it to be on ice. It's a creation of 10. It's a creation of 10 on ice. I'm going to tell you where I get that ice from. I don't know why I added that to it. Yeah. Have to put that out there. Have to put that sign up. So we saw what's happening with all these numbers, and I'm not sure if we spoke. Yes, we added these numbers up, right? We added these numbers up, and it totaled to 82. So now now wait a second, we're not finished. You see, even though I moved all these numbers in place, wait a second, I forgot, right? We have Saturn. Let me see what this was. Oh yeah, so we have these connecting. So what happens if I spin these around, right? Like the rook. If I spin these down at the rook, look, I get 13 and I get 4. And I get 4, right? If I take this one and I put it here, I got 9. 1 over, 2 down, I got 9. I take this one here and I go here, I got 9. So I got 9, 9, and then 991, 991, 9911, 9911, and then this 1 over, 2 up. So I have 5 and 9 up, 2 over, 14 is 5. So in this one I get 991155, my rotation in 7. It's to be discussed. Don't ask me where it takes me right now. I know 99 is Jupiter. It's 13. There's a separation in the worlds, right? The extra wing, it's monopoly. This one over here, okay, we did that one. We did that one. Let me see. Did we do this one over here? Right, this one over here is 1, 1, 9, 9, 7, 7. Okay, so we did that one over here with the, where was the 5 and 3 equals to the 8? Where did that one come from? Oh yes, this one here, 5 and 3 equals to the 8, 9 and 8. Okay, we did that one. So we worked on the 5th house, 888, Sophia, Asher, Sophia, Barbello, SAB, bringing the 2 worlds together. We spoke about this alphabet piece. Yes. Oh yes. Now this is the basis of, here's a base of this. I'm not going to show you full rotation of this. But I'm going to show you the part rotation. 147, 258, 369. Now forget about this. We didn't do the 159. We didn't do the 357. We didn't do, right? So you can see there's a total of 3, 6, 8. There are 8 lines that interconnect with the numbers, right, that do not reflect themselves using every number like just this. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the 6th one? To note that this area over here is every number that comes inside of here is all divisible by 3. Then what we do is we divide it by 4 to understand what's going on inside of this. Because every one of these combinations, this way and this way, everything is dividable by 3. Did we do the 1, 2, 3 yet? Right? I'm not sure if we did the 1, 2, 3 yet inside of this one. Now, the question is now, can I do the 7, 6 divided by 3? 7 times 6, 42 divides by 3. Can I do the 9 times 6? Does 86 divide by 3? No. So what am I going to do? What do? I do these 3, any 3 numbers divided by 6. What if I have 9 and 8 is 17, 19? Doesn't divide by 6. But what if it was 289? It doesn't divide by 6. So that number doesn't work. But right now what works is what we see in front of us. If I made up any other numbers, I'm going to have reason. What about 5968? Divided by 3. That works. 289 divided by 3. That doesn't work. Anyways, so you see my drift. So these are all the answers that we get. These are all the stories that we get. And we can do it different ways. We can do what times what equals to the 4, what times what equals to the 1, what time what equals to the 7. We know that if any one of these numbers, right, were divided by 3, it would equal to 0.33, 133, 233. So I understand what these numbers are telling me. I know this is 233. I know it also goes into it twice. I know this is 133. I know this one, and it's over and over. This one is 0.666. This will be 0.666, 166, 266. So they're all going to switch. This one will be 1, 2, 3. What I'm saying is any one of these, right, divided by 3, 1666. The 2 is 0666, right? So I have to understand where they live because the system is 3 cubed, right? The system is 3 cubed, so we have to understand. Anyways, not really sure where I'm going to go next with this. This is the 4th house, 4, 16, 10, 17, 9. I want to, oh yes, what I wanted to do next, and I don't know if I'm going to continue, right, is that I wanted to bring the 4th house into the Saturn square. So remind me of that. I'm going to go get a drink, a quick nibble, and turn it into Saturn square. All right? I got a big day tomorrow for the next few days. So just give me a minute. I'm trying to remember where I was going. Just give me a minute here. It's on a 1-minute break. A magnet. Why is there a magnet? Like, why is there a magnet on a speaker? Anyways, not going to get into that. So this is what we're going to do now. Let me see if there's anything else. Well, 14 and 13 divides the alphabet. 1 and 3, if I use them as a bookend, am I going to go 3, 1, 3 and use 2 and 2? Which means if I'm going to stem out from a split position, am I going to go around here? Or am I going to be, you see this one here? I'm just going around this right over here. If you tell me 4, I'll go around here. If you tell me 6, I'll go around here. If you tell me 8, I'll go around here. Now, if we split this in half and say it's a double yolk egg, right? Then it's bigger. I have to go wider. Remember we spoke earlier about the football and the baseball, to where the cube in the baseball, and to where the baseball is a cube. And then we have the cube, which creates the hexagon inside the football. Maybe we got 3 cubes in the football, right? And then there's the hockey puck, because the hockey puck also is another reflection of the levels of the cube. Because the hockey puck is the way the cube turns around. You keep turning that thing around, that square, it's going to be round, right? You round it out. So we're going to do the last piece. There's no one left, okay? So we're going to do the last piece. And we're going to transfer the 4th house into Saturn square. I'm just going to show you this here. One of the 4th house, it goes like this. Four, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. All right. Now what we're going to do next, okay, is we're going to go 4 and 13, 22, 31, 40, 49, 58, 67, 76. Those are your 2 houses. 80, 80, 80, 80. All 80s. This is 40, 40, 40, and 40. 36 and 4, 28 and 12, 16. So 40 and 80, the 2 different ways of achieving between the houses. This number, which number? You have 8, no. You have 12, no. You have 16, no, no, no. None of these numbers exist over here until you reach the 10th area. And when you reach the 10th area, you've now achieved the 5th house over here. So how that works, I'm not really sure. But what I came here to show you is we're going to rearrange this according to Saturn square. Saturn square is an association of numbers that will add up, okay, to what is 6 and 4. What is, I think it's here, it's okay, just 1 second. 1 second. This is the 8th area, the 2nd area, the 3rd area, the 7th area, the 5th area, the 9th area, and the 1st. So what has to happen, right, is we have to go to the skeleton base, right? Now there's 2 different bases, or a couple of different bases, because the ATM, right, is not the same as the calculator, as, right, as when you have this. See the one at the top here? It's not at the top there, right? Right, so this is what happens. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. If I wanted to shift these, I just have to just add the numbers. I would go like this. I want to shift them 1 time. So I'm going to go 7, 2, 5, 7, 1, 4, 6, 9. Did I get that right? 7, 2, 5, 7, 1, 4, 6, 9, 4. How did I shift that? 1 and 6, 2 and 9, 3 and 2. That's just a plain ordinary shift. Plain ordinary shift. So we're not going to talk about this one right now. What I'm going to talk about is I'm going to shift these numbers in this position. So what we're going to end up with what we're going to end up with is, let me see if I did this right. No, this is wrong. This is 4, and this one over here is 6. So that means this one was a 5. And this is a 6. Did I get that right now? Okay, so what we're going to do is this. Now we're going to shift this into these positions over here, right? So we get 16 over here. We get 36 over here. I get the 8 over here. I get the 12 over here. The 20 stays over here. I get the 28 here. I get the 32 here. I get the 4 over here and the 24 over here. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So when we connect this, I end up with 44. When I connect this, I end up with 20. When I connect this, I end up with 56. It seems like the numbers jump all over the place with this. 52, 60, 28, 20 and 12, 60, 24, 32 and 4, 60. It seems like I end up with a time clock. 28, 24, 60, 36, 20, 60. I get 60, 32, 44, 60, 60, and 60. So what Saturn square does, when you position your numbers and change them for Saturn square, you end up with everything that's 8 times 6 equals to 48. You end up with the value in the house that you actually should have. Well, it's a split alphabet that possibly you had to create letters that when you reach out to yourself, if you're going to go a distance from home and you're tied with your neck on a rope, you got to know how far you can go out, that if you can connect to the corral in the center, and how much further out can you go. I can't, you see my arms, right? This arm only reaches here when it crosses my body. The same thing with this arm. There's only so much this arm can reach out. But you notice one arm is longer on one side, one arm is longer on the other. So that's basically how far you can go out. So now if the cube moves, right? If the cube moves, right? How much more can I stick out my arm this way if I move myself this way? I have no arms on that side. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. We're going to end this now. You help out the channel. Fantastic. Bring some people in. Let's see what we can do. Let's take this to another level. We still have to work on the astrological signs and how the star system weighs in on this. Tetragrammatron. What I mean when it's the star system, the words Gemini. Let's take a deeper look, although it connects to the electric moon. The word Cancer, although it splits up in the hockey game, shifts everything into 120 degrees. Although Libra shows me number 42, shows me the separation of the seventh gate. Scorpio shows me the water world. It shows me E-I-E-I-O, where 432 vibration lives through the heavens of birth, through the king, the queen, and the jack, through the 21 eyes, through the cube. So where Sagittarius is a 12 by 12, and it's showing me the entire table at 12 by 12, We're not into the 168 because I believe that 168, okay, and where 13 comes in, it comes into the heart, okay, of the 144. That's where I'm moving this, because 12 by 12 is 144. 13 by 13 is 169, where you have 168 surrounding one area space, noted to be what is in the Monopoly board. I think when you have Sagittarius and the rest of these, we'll talk about the rest of them, the months of the year, the goats, the sheep, and the reason for all the existing of these animals is because of the stories they tell. Peace and love. Thank you for watching this video. The transparency of our Creator is with us and has always been here.